Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the live stream. So this morning, really quickly, we are going to be talking about the National Guard shooter has been named. And it turns out he is an Afghan refugee that was brought over under the Biden administration. Really quickly, guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make similarities between this incident that happened in the United States and a recent incident of stabby that's happened in the United Kingdom. I'm going to correlate these two and I'm going to put these things together, and we're going to look how different the United States are dealing with this and how different the United Kingdom are dealing with their, the case of stabby in the United Kingdom. Look, guys, we don't have firearms in the United Kingdom. So in the United Kingdom, there's just as much violence. It's just people use knives, and normal everyday people don't have the means to defend themselves. So I'm leading with an article from the Guardian, guys. Okay, so National Guard shooting. Trump says US should re-examine all Afghan refugees after suspect named. President Donald Trump calls the shooting in Washington an act of terror, as officials name Ramanullah Lakawala. I may be saying that wrong, guys, but I don't care. As a suspected shooter. Now, this guy was allegedly somebody who came over as an Afghan immigrant under the Biden administration. During Joe Biden's administration, after law enforcement officials identified the suspect in the shooting of two National Guard members. So that's what's happened in the United States, guys. Okay, last night there was there was the shooting of two National Guard members. They've died, and a 29-year-old Afghan national who entered the United States under a Biden era policy, allowing Afghans to set up after the U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan in 2001. So I just want to bring everybody's attention now to an incident that happened in the United Kingdom, and I will share this with you guys real quick. So I want to bring this to everybody's attention, guys, okay? So we had a very similar, and again, you can never say these things are like for like, but we had an Afghan man, an Afghan national who settled in the United Kingdom, kill someone. Yes, he didn't use firearms. Yes, it was one person. Less tragic? No. Less devastating for his family? No. You could argue that this is more brutal because this was against a civilian. But what I want to bring to everybody's attention is this, guys, okay? So a 22-year-old man has been, the Afghan national, Safi Dawood of Midhurst, Uxbridge, was charged with murdering Wayne Broadhurst, a 49-year-old man who was walking his dog on the street. So we've got this right now, okay? This really happened, okay? Where's the big outcry from the United Kingdom? How did Keir Starmer deal with this? How did the British government deal with this? Well, I've not heard a peep out of them. It's just another person, that's gone, that's tragically not with us anymore. Now, real quickly, I don't know if these two things are related. I suspect they are, but that's just my opinion, guys. I suspect they are, but I just want to bring this to everybody's opinion, consciousness here, guys, okay? Man freed under Labour early release scheme charged with murder. An ex-prisoner has been sentenced for knife crimes over offences in London. And then this article goes on and it talks about how a man was released early and he's charged with knife crime. Now, if you look at these dates, the dates of the incident, they do marry up, guys. These dates do marry up. So I'm not saying that these two things are related. I'm saying the dates marry up ridiculously. And we just had a media blackout. We have literally had a media blackout on this. Now, in contrast to the United States, how they're dealing with things, Donald Trump's wanting to re-examine all the, Donald Trump's wanting to re-examine everything. Donald Trump's wanting to go through everything with a fine toothpick. So I just wanted to bring that to everybody's fore. Now, this is going to be a very short live stream, guys. It is. I'm going to close. I just wanted to get this down because it didn't really fit into what I was going to do at 10 o'clock. I just wanted to get that out to everyone. Can you see the differences? You know, can you see the differences now that's in the United States, that's in the United Kingdom? We've got. Am I wrong doing pattern recognition, guys? Guys, right, there's a few people on the chat. Guys, am I wrong doing pattern recognition that we have Afghan nationals in our countries, both the United States now and the United Kingdom, who are literally killing people? And I don't know if this guy got released early from under Labour's early release scheme. I don't know. I'll be honest. The dates do marry up perfectly. Those dates marry up perfectly. We know that here in the United Kingdom, they have things called super injunctions. And in those super injunctions, the media are just not allowed to talk about anything. I didn't know what super injunction was until like last year or early this year, whenever it was, when the Afghanistan scandal broke. And look, ladies and gentlemen, I've spent a lot of time in Afghanistan. I've got some horrific memories of you guys can probably imagine, right? You guys can probably imagine, you know, and I don't think that we should be allowing thousands of Afghan migrants into the United Kingdom. And for anyone who says, and this goes to Americans as well, for anyone that says, oh, but those Afghans helped our country. No, that is absolute bullshit. The Afghanis did not help the United Kingdom at all. Or the United States. So in America, people will be saying, oh, these Afghanis deserve a future in the United States because they helped they helped America when we were in Afghanistan. No, they didn't. Oh, these Afghanis need a new start in the United Kingdom because they helped the British in Afghanistan. No, they didn't, guys. They didn't help at all. They helped themselves. They were trying to help Afghanistan. It was us, the British soldiers, the American soldiers, who were helping the Afghanis. It doesn't work the other way, guys. It doesn't work the other way. So anybody, you know, all these liberals who come out and they say, oh, but these put their lives at risk to help. Yeah, do you know what? No, they didn't. It's absolute bullshit. They didn't put their lives, you know, they didn't put their lives, you know, they didn't risk their lives or anything to help Britain. Like, were they over here? Were they over here away from their friends and families and their wives and their kids? No, they were at home. Anyway, guys, listen, this was just a very short live stream because this is not going to fit into what I've got planned later. So I am going to close this down I'm going to close this down in like a couple of minutes. And then we'll do the normal live stream at 10. Let me jump up, guys. Zoe Dini's, when we speak out, we're called the far right. I'm at the port now. If that's what we call, then go ahead. Yeah, a lot of people are feeling that. Imports keep deleting people. It's all we keep seeing. You know, you're right. And, you know, basic pattern recognition, guys. Basic pattern recognition. If you're a child, right, you know, if you're a toddler and you keep going up to the fire and your mum or dad, like, smacks your hand and says, no, that's naughty. By pattern recognition, you know not to go over to the fire. You understand that if you go over to the fire, you get a smack on the hand. That's the reality. But here in the United Kingdom, it seems we don't have pattern recognition. Listen, guys, Sean, no, you're not wrong. If you tally up who and how these crimes are recorded, everything fits into why you do it and how you do it. It's some crazy stuff happening, guys, some crazy stuff. You need a whiteboard behind you so you can show the pattern. You guys come in, stabby, you guys die. Prison are recruiting ground. Imams are a massive part of the problem. The young, inexperienced guards cannot see the problems because of DEI training. I would say a lot of those guards are, you know, potentially in on it as well. You know, there's a few of the guard, like, what's that woman guard who she had like a relationship with one of the inmates or something? Yeah, guys, listen. I'm literally just talking about the shooting in Washington D.C. I just wanted to cover it really quickly and give context on the Afghan who stabbed Wayne. What was his name? Wayne Broadhurst in, was it Uxbridge? I think it was Uxbridge in. I think it was. What was it? I think it was October. So I just wanted to bring that to everyone's context, guys. Okay, now. Pattern recognition. You bring Afghans to your country, they repay you by killing people. There's a simple solution to this, guys. There's a simple solution. I can't see it, but I know there will be a simple solution somewhere. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, listen, guys, I'm going to close this down now. I'll be back on at the normal time of 10. I just wanted to do this because this is not going to fit into the the main live stream. But the crux was that the Afghan man National Guard shooting. Donald Trump says they're going to re-examine all Afghan refugees after the suspect is named. What happened in the United Kingdom, guys? We had a very similar incident. In Uxbridge. An Afghan man, an Afghan national, stabbed Wayne Broadhurst, who was just out walking his dog, and nothing. It's just one of those things. You know, at least in America, they're doing something. So if you guys didn't know, the name of the suspect shooter, they have to call him a suspect because he's not been charged yet, is Rahmanullah Lakanwal. Ranmalawa Lakanwal. So he is an Afghan. I think he's 29-year-old. He's an Afghan national who entered the United States under the Biden era policy, allowing Afghans to set up in the United States after the withdrawal. Listen, guys, I am going to close this down. Before I close this down, just remember, these Afghanis, they didn't help Britain. They didn't help the United States. They were trying to help their own country. That's the reality. They weren't over here trying to deal with two-tier Kia. They weren't in the United States trying to deal with Obama or Bush. They were trying to help their own country. So anybody who says otherwise, guys, they're vastly mistaken. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to close this down now. Don't be late. I'll be back on at 10.